What a treat to be introduced by my old friend, college friend, and lifetime friend. I was about to say one of my oldest friends, but it calls attention to our age, and I'm not sure that's a great idea. But Newt, thank you very much for doing that. You're a great American and a great friend. I also have total confidence in any organization chaired by another great friend, Les Crown. He too is a great American, and I'm privileged to call him a friend. Here I am in New York after 25 years in Chicago, which I also loved. And I've been very much involved in an organization similar to yours as chairman of the Council on Foreign Relations for 22 years. So I have some idea of what a critical role organizations like these play in the lives of America and to America itself. So I'm unusually privileged, not just to be with friends, but to be honored by an organization of this merit and quality. It's been suggested that I spend a minute or two talking about what I'm doing with my life and how it might relate to foreign policy. I've been writing books for decades. Ted Sorensen, my favorite roaster, said about my last book, "Once you put it down, you will not be able to pick it up." On another occasion, he said, "We're here tonight to anoint Peterson into literary sainthood. When I think of him, I think of St. Paul, the dullest town in America." So I'm not going to review my books. But what I am going to do is tell you about a concern I have about the future of this great country, which has been so wonderful to me in providing an American dream to this son of poor Greek immigrants who came to this country at age 17 without a word of English with third grade educations. So I'm deeply concerned about the future of America, and our current path, I don't think it's sustainable. This foundation I set up deals with what we call the longer-term unsustainables in America. Herb Stein in the Nixon White House used to say, if something's unsustainable, it tends to stop. Or he said, if you don't like that one, if your horse dies, I suggest you dismount. Well, we keep behaving as though we can ride this horse indefinitely, and I think it's time to dismount. Our foundation sponsored a meeting very recently that we were privileged to have President Bill Clinton attend, and Paul Volcker and Alan Greenspan and Bob Rubin and Peter Orszag and Alice Rivlin and Senator Simpson and Ernst and Bowles, who are co-chairing the Fiscal Commission. And it was both astonishing and reassuring that there was total unanimity that we are on an unsustainable path as a country, and we must put a program into play that meets the daunting demands that are before us. And in order to reduce our debts and deficits to manageable levels, we're going to have to make some tough decisions. And we believe everything should be on the table. Entitlements, Social Security, as long as we maintain it for those who really need it, Medicare, and health care, which is a huge issue, to be sure. We're going to have to look at revenue increases. We're going to have to look at the defense budget. We're going to have to look at all kinds of things. The tax preferences, which cost us $1 trillion a year. And that's going to take public education, public understanding, because ultimately it's we the people that are going to change this thing. I was fortunate enough to have a lunch with my old colleague from the Nixon White House, Henry Kissinger, very recently, and I took him through some of our charts on the daunting future that this country faces. And I told him we needed the foreign policy community, which in times past has not been very much concerned with economic and financial matters, to be sure they understand how serious this problem is. Because if we don't address it, I think I can virtually guarantee you that it will have very serious implications on America's national security and most certainly on its foreign policy. It is said that having debt isn't so bad. What's bad is having the creditors come after you. And we're growing increasingly and dangerously dependent on foreign lenders who, if they were to lose faith in our ability to get our fiscal house in order, we indeed could be confronting some very new and very serious foreign policy problems. So thank you all again. I wish I could have been there, but I have a board meeting I simply can't get off of. So I say to Newt and Les and all of you, thank you very much for honoring me, and have a great evening.